Such a stressful day. I opened the door to my luxurious apartment and went straight for my bed when I noticed something unusual. Someone had been in my house. Oh my God! My stuff was littered across the floor, and when I looked closely, I noticed that most of them were missing. Goodness! My flat-screen TV, laptop, DVD, home theater, iPad, iPhone, AirPods, oh my God! All my gadgets were gone. I ran straight into my studio. I'm sure that the riffraff, whoever it was, had no idea that there were cameras all over my house. I selected the CCTV recording and fast-forwarded it until I saw the robber break in. Wait a minute, was that my boyfriend? Hi, I'm Summer. If you want to know why my boyfriend robbed me and the crazy circumstances that led to the break-in, watch this video till the end. Believe me, you don't want to miss a second. I came from a generational farming clan. Everyone before me was a farmer, and everyone after me was going to be a farmer. This was our destiny, and everyone accepted it without question. Farming was a natural gift that we were all born with. Whatever we touched blossomed, and we made good money from it, too. So imagine my parents' surprise when I told them that I wasn't interested in farming.
What are you interested in then?
Music, fashion, acting, sports, anything related to these. I want to be a public figure like Angelina Jolie, Zendaya, or Rihanna.
You will always be a farmer, Summer. Always.
In your dreams, Mom. In your dreams. I whispered and snuck away. I tried different things when I was younger. Those days, I was miserable and searched fervently for my passion. I heard the village choir singing one day on my weekly local market run and ended up mesmerized. Hi, mister. Can I join you guys? I asked the choir master, tugging at his sleeves.
Only if you've got what it takes.
He replied with a wink. I sang for them, and everyone agreed that, indeed, I did have what it took. After that, I joined them for practice during my weekly local market runs, and my family could never understand why a simple market run would take so many hours. Until the quarterly village festival, of course, when I joined the village choir to perform on stage without my parents' permission.
What did you think you were doing up there?
My dad screamed once we got home from the festival. I wanted to surprise you guys.
Really?
My mom shrieked, landing a resounding slap on my cheek, a slap that sent me sprawling on the floor. My ears began ringing once her hand touched my face.
What is our family name?
My dad asked calmly, staring at me square in the face without blinking. We're the Hayes, I replied amidst sobs and ringing ears.
Exactly. And for as long as I can remember, and as long as my grandfather and great-grandfather could remember, we've always been farmers, and good ones at that. This is all we've ever done, and it's all we'll ever do.
But... I tried to protest while struggling to my feet.
Enough. You're not a singer, Summer. You are a farmer. And for as long as you continue to live under this roof, that is all you will do. Let such nonsense never repeat itself ever again.
He walked off, puffing and puffing. A few days after that, I was on my way back from the local market once again when I stumbled upon a group of boys playing football. I was friends with almost all of them, and I waved to them as I walked past.
Hey, Summer, why don't you join us?
One of them suggested, placing the ball under his arm and walking up to me. Nah, I'm sorry, Jimmy, but I really have to get back home. I don't want to be late.
Come on, it'll just be a few minutes, and it'll be fun,
he said as he rolled the ball towards me. I kicked it towards the 2 poles they had set up as the goalpost and made a crazy decision. A few minutes wouldn't hurt, I guess, I said, smiling. Every week after that, I joined the boys for a football game on my way back from the market, and pretty soon, I started enjoying it. It didn't take me long to become a good player because I was a quick learner, so I became a popular footballer. I was enjoying my budding football career until one evening, a few hours after playing football with the boys, I heard a knock on our house door. My mom was close to the door, so she immediately reached out and opened it. Standing in front of it was Jeremy, alongside his mother, who looked very unpleasant.
Is Summer around?
She asked once the door was opened. I heard my name being called and walked up to see what was happening.
Is she the one?
Jeremy's mom turned to Jeremy when I arrived at the front door.
Yes, Mom. It's her.
Is there a problem?
My mom, confused by the commotion and still standing by the door, asked,
Mrs. Hayes, Jeremy here tells me that your daughter broke his big toe.
My mom laughed, disbelief written all over her face.
Really? And how did that happen? Well, Jeremy plays football with your daughter, and today in a game of football, she stepped on his big toe and broke it. It took him a while to confess that Summer was the one that did this to him. He was quite ashamed and scared that she'd hurt him again.
What? I'd never hurt Jeremy on purpose.
So this is true? You play football with this young man?
I tried to deny it, but couldn't. I knew this would get me in trouble, and boy, was I right. I had never been scolded that way. I was scolded that night in my entire life. To make matters worse, my mom scolded me right in front of Jeremy and his mother, and continued to scold me long after they had gone, with a few slaps on my cheek added for good measure. No one had to tell me to avoid the boys and their football game the next time I saw them. I had officially become a retired footballer. The straw that finally broke the camel's back was when I was forced to sleep in the barn after one of my numerous transgressions. After that, I decided to get a hobby that revolved around farm life, and I finally settled on making butter from cow's milk. It was initially for my personal use, but one day I was encouraged to sell it by my dad, who was happy that I had finally decided to focus on the farm. Before long, the farm had hordes of people lining up to buy my butter. I was subsequently convinced to enter the village's annual butter churning competition, which was coming up, and I did. The day of the competition arrived, and I was greeted by Winter, my evil nemesis, who came up to me like an evil villain.
Hey, Summer. I heard that you're in this year's competition.
Yeah, I figured I'd try to put my butter out there. I know it's good.
You think so? What if you don't win?
I don't really care if I win. I just want to have fun.
With that attitude, you should just quit this competition, because I'm going to beat you hands down. I can't wait to see your facial expression when I climb that stage to collect what is rightfully mine, the gold award.
Whatever, Winter. Well, I won the competition, but as I was walking up to get my picture taken with the judges and my award, I felt something powerfully rip my dress.
Serves you right. Let's see how you'll collect my award now. That award is rightfully mine,
Winter whispered. I walked up the stage majestically despite my ripped dress and Winter's maniacal whispers.
You might have won this lousy competition, but your dress is permanently ruined.
She yelled after me when I was walking back home. The next day, I awakened to some noise. I found out that some people had gathered in front of our house and wanted to speak to me, but they had spoken to my father instead. They had seen the pictures of me in my dress receiving my award and thought I looked beautiful in my dress. They also admired my skin, which they said was beautiful and golden. They wanted to take me to the city, but my father denied their request. Why didn't you say yes? I asked my father after they left.
Why should I? If you're gone, who would do your share of the farm work?
He replied without even turning to look at me.
We already have our hands full here, so we can't afford to lose you to the city.
But what if I don't want to be here? I can't stay here forever, I screamed.
Don't be silly. Why do you want to go there? Who do you know in the city? Who would take care of you? You're just an ordinary farm girl, and they want to exploit you and use you to make money for themselves. You're staying here, and that's final.
No, I hate it here. I want to go. Please, let me go. My mother ran up to me and gave me her heavy signature slap. Immediately, those words left my lips. She said I was ungrateful and wanted to just abandon them and run to the city.
You're never leaving here, you evil child.
I was thrown into the barn once again and was visited by Winter, who was happy to find out that I'd been punished again. Winter just happened to be passing by, so she stopped by the entrance of the barn to gloat and taunt me before leaving.
Enjoy your night here. I hope you have a blanket, because it's going to get really cold very soon.
She snickered as she walked away, forgetting to lock the barn doors back from the outside. I silently watched her stupidity. I decided that enough was enough. I took my chance and escaped through the open barn doors, taking my prize money along with my award to the city where one of the butter competition judges lived, and pretty quickly, she helped me secure a modeling contract which I combined with singing. My talent made me popular and I started living the life that I've always wanted. My mom tried spreading terrible rumors about me, but people didn't believe them, so my career stayed safe. I soon fell in love with a guy, Autumn, and we decided to get married. I was 20 and he was 23. I stopped by his house one day to surprise him with some jewelry. I entered unannounced, and right in front of me was Autumn, my boyfriend, hugging Winter.
Babe, it's not what you think.
He said as soon as he saw me. Really? What is it then? I threw the jewelry at him and walked out of his place angrily. I called off the wedding immediately, but one day, he cornered me and begged me to let him explain. He told me that Winter was his sister and that he had no idea that we knew each other or that we were even rivals. I listened to his explanation but told him that there was no hope for us anymore. He called me numerous times after that and begged that we get back together, but I rejected his request every single time. When he finally saw that I was never going to change my decision, he decided to leave me alone. We went our separate ways, and this was when I discovered that my place had been broken into. Just a few weeks after our discussion, the individual had destroyed the lock of my door and made away with almost anything he could find, including my TV and other electronics like my laptop, which had been lying around when I left home. I played back my CCTV recordings and discovered that the burglar was none other than Autumn, my very own ex-boyfriend, someone I had almost gotten married to. He had broken into my place when he knew I wouldn't be around and had stolen almost anything he could get his hands on. It became clear to me at this point that Autumn never really loved me. He was just getting married to me because of my wealth, and once that was called off, he broke in and stole what he could. I was hurt, but decided not to press charges, as he never bothered me again. I have since moved on with my life and found a better guy, but marriage isn't in the cards for us anytime soon. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.